Hi there everyone. So we're going to put together this card here. I have for my demo, I have a different color card base. I also have a different DSP, but I just wanted to show you this. This set is so versatile that it really doesn't matter what DSP you use, you're still gonna come out with an amazing card. So for this card, what I did is I used my blending brush to add color to all the little pieces, and I'll show you how I did it. So I'm gonna start with the green for the leaves or the kelp or whatever. And it's not going to be perfect, but so I'm just going to brush on some color. And you can always add more color as you go. Again, don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect. Now what I did for mine is I took my scissors and I sort of removed some of the pieces that sort of connect them all together. I don't remove all the pieces because it still needs to stay connected, but there's some obvious pieces that I sort of remove so that it doesn't look as awkward. So don't worry, as long as you don't cut away the kelp, it's gonna still stay all together. So, and again, you don't have to remove it. I just thought it would look a little nicer removed. So that's why I cut out the little middle connecting pieces. Okay. So now we're on to our next color, and I use the same blending brush. I really do. I just brush it on until I don't see any color left on it, and then I continue using the same brush. So we will use Sahara Sand. Again, I just like to brush the brush across, and then you can also use daubers to add color. You can use a brush if you wanted to. I just really like these blending brushes, so that's what I've been using to add color to my shells. And like I said, I'm not, as you can see, I'm not super careful adding the color in, so. I think crumb cake would also work as a color on this. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to rub it on my piece of paper, make sure I don't see any more color, and now we're going to use that same brush and we're going to move on to our next color, which is now Blushing Bride. So I'm just going to drag it across to grab some color. And then I think for this shell here, I'm gonna try my seaside. I'm gonna try seaside on that little piece. And you know what, for that little piece, because it's so small, I'm gonna cheat, and I have this tiny little blending brush that I've had for a while, so I just want to make sure there's not too much color. So we've added some color to that. So now it's all ready to be mounted onto this piece here, and I think it's gonna look amazing. It already does. And all I did was use glue on the back of it. So I use my Tombow glue. I'm usually pretty generous with the glue, but not too generous because you don't want the glue to be like squishing out all over the place and making a mess. So there's our glue. And then I'm going to mount that piece onto here. Remove the ink out of the way. Oh, and we ran out of this one too. Okay. And now we put this onto our card base. I'm going to stamp my sentiment using the seaside. Make sure there's where you use seaside. And that looks perfect. And then I'm going to put and of course I'm out of my adhesives, so I'm going to bring out this big one. I'm just going to put a strip of adhesive on the back. And now I'm going to take my linen thread, and I usually like to twirl it around my fingers like this, and then just sort of fold it into like a messy like ball or figure eight. And trust me, don't try to make it look perfect. It does not need to look perfect. In fact, it looks better when it's not perfect. So just tuck in the ends, wherever they may be. Tuck in the ends. Add a couple of dimensionals on each side there. And then you can put your sentiment down. And then I have two of these pearl thingies. And we're just going to add these to the card anywhere you want. I don't know, let's put one there. And I want it in a spot where it'll be seen, so maybe we'll put one right there too. So there's our card, our finished card, and as you can see, it's the same design, just a different color cardstock for the base and a different DSP, but both cards look awesome. So thanks again for joining me, and stay tuned for card number 3.